And then I got on Twitter, which is a garbage dump of a place now. Twitter can fucking drown. I think it's the worst place in the world. Yep. It sucks.
It's really negative.
It's dog shit now. It's not even fun anymore. It used to be fun.
Wow.
So many comics were taking shots at Louis. And
any big name comics though?
Well, Michael Ian Black actually defended him, but then recanted all that because he got hit. He knew he was going to get hit.
He had too much backlash. But then that's why he defended him.
Yeah, but what he should have done, because he said in there, I know I'm going to face some backlash from this, he should have just tweeted it and disappeared.
Yeah. Yes, get off.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, but he went back and because his audience is very much the audience that would put him in check.
Very left wing.
100%. Yeah. They're very like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Versus, look at that, Michael Ian Black, Firestorm.
Yeah, I love
Here's my other thing. Okay, so then there's articles written, in like, maybe not HuffPo or whatever.
Variety, whatever.
Nah, smaller publications, but like of this ilk. And like Ian Carmel, Julian McCullough, a couple other comics, they were like, this is a workplace issue. This is disgusting. If you jerked off at a Dunkin' Donuts and you got fired, your boss wouldn't hire you back 5 months later.
If he made the best glazed donut in the world,
it depends on how good you are with the sprinkles. Depends
That's
on how
what
you
I'm saying. If he made the best fucking chocolate donut in the world, they would let him come back.
These guys went after him, and here's my thing. All I want to say is, I think what Louis did was wrong, right? I am also not a perfect human being. I'm not about to be up here throwing stones at Louis. Louis can deal with his issues in his way, and I'm not the one to go, you fucking piece of shit, you better not come back. You think this is enough time? I don't have time for that in my psyche to go, I should be the guy also throwing stones.
No.
I don't need to throw stones.
Hell no.
You can if you want to. I think it's a fucking weird thing to do, but it's not my business. And I don't necessarily like or dislike the guy. It's not like I'm like in love with the guy. Here's a better example.
I like his comedy. I think he's brilliant.
No, yeah, I do. I'm just saying, like, he's not a personal. I don't have a personal.
Thing about it. You don't have a dog in the
no dog in the race.
Yeah, you're not biased.
I'll give you a better example. Aziz Ansari. Okay, I have nothing against that guy. I don't think he's funny. He's not my brand of comedy.
That's fair.
Good for him. Do his thing. When he got caught up in his thing, I
celebrated.
I defended. No, I was like, that guy didn't do nothing wrong. He was a bad date.
Right.
Yeah. He was a bad date.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But again, no dog in the race.
No, you don't
same
care.
thing with Louis. Like, I don't have a personal relationship with the guy. I just think I'm not going to be the one to throw stones because what do I gain from what would I gain from that? Yeah. Being the one that's like on Twitter going, you don't deserve to come back.
Those people are getting talked about. Those people are being talked about.
Right, they get trafficked.
So they're like, oh, what time did he serve? I'm confused. What time did he serve? Well, he lost his development and shows with FX, so he lost millions of dollars there. He lost his special with whoever he was with. He's lost a ton of stuff.
He's got $2.
And this says, what work has he done to right his wrongs? Where's the proof that he learned anything? Who says he ever stopped harassing women? What are you talking about? Here's the problem with this.
She doesn't know.
But this is a nil argument because we don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody knows.
Did he go to I'm not defending
This is
Louis.
what Twitter does.
I don't have a dog.
And they also say that he ruined these women's careers and stuff. That's I don't.
But also, and I'm not condoning at all what he did. What he did was weird. Bad.
It was weird.
It was weird. But there's levels to this sexual assault game, brother.
Sure.
There's 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Jacking on from a woman who goes back to your hotel late at night would probably be a 1 on my scale. Rape being a 5.
Rape's only 5? It's on 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Weird scale. I thought it was 10.
No.
I thought we were going to 10.
No.
I always think 10.
I know. No, I go 1 to 5.
So 1 to 5.
That's how CNN does the terrorist
3?
zones.
I think there's a fundamental difference between touching I think there's a fundamental difference between touching someone against their will, touching physically, and
holding them hostage with your cock,
speaking to somebody,
cock hostage,
being naked in front of a door, which is actually a form of kidnapping. Maybe
that's fucked up. That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's fucked up shit.
You can make there is criteria to break this down.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. There's rules to this game.
Yeah. There's different levels.
But here's what I'm saying. I just don't like self-service when you're looking for retweets and likes because you know it's a popular opinion.
Know.
So listen,
there's a lot of that.
If you have an issue with what Louis did and you have an issue with how much time he spent apologizing or not apologizing and not making up for his wrongs, that's on you. I just, from a personal standpoint, if I'm not a one to, I don't need to throw that stone, and I see people do it, and I'm like, if it's self-serving, it's.
I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho either. Like that's not.
It's
like,
it's mass virtue signaling. There's a lot of virtue signaling up there.
Like who else wants to gang up on Louis? Right? That was fucked up. Let's do it. I'm gonna be the first one. Yeah. Retweets, likes,
I would say that Louis C.K. in this environment, I don't know him, but in this environment, I would say that if Louis wants to get up on stage, this less than a year after all this,
they gave him a standing ovation.
He's going to get. He's going to take both heat and praise.
But that's going to come no matter what.
And if he wants to stick to his guns, I believe that in this environment, Louis C.K. could just start from now and keep doing stand-up, take all the heat, it will die down, and he'll be back to selling out theaters.
Oh, he could sell a theater right now.
He's selling an arena. Are you kidding me? If he put out a special tomorrow and said, I want to talk about... If he did a TED Talk and said, this won't be funny, but I just want to talk about it for 2 hours...
Yep.
The whole world would tune in.
Would,
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, he should. Hey, just to play devil's advocate, what Louis should have done, if I'm being honest from this perspective,
I didn't like the way he handled it.
I think first of all, he should have said fucking sorry straight up. He should have amended with these women and gone, what can I do to move us forward in the future? To be kind of like a leader in it. Then it would have like helped. But instead of just going, my bad that you saw my penis. I understand I have power. I got to go. It's not a good way to go out.
He didn't handle it well.
I'm surprised they didn't help him out with that.
He doesn't strike me as a very generous, nice guy.
Well, I don't know. This is my other thing.
We don't know.
That's my
huge backlash, by the way.
Right. I don't think people aren't exactly applauding this return.
Yeah, most people are not.
And it's interesting because we've had conversations with other people in our business. Like, what's the timeline here?
Right.
How long do you think he's going to hold out before he comes back?
Sure.
And it's been 9 months.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, like, I didn't hate him before this. I was kind of like, on the scale of shitty things that have happened. He's not a Weinstein. He's not exactly a Cosby. He sucks. That sucks. But it was not on the scale of shitbird.
Yeah.
Okay. This makes me not like him because you're like, motherfucker, if you don't know to stay the fuck away for at least a year, you don't got no sense. He has no sense. And talk about the sense of entitlement, like, dude, you're clueless. Like, if you're coming back this early, that's just my take. Wait, at least a year, don't you think?
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't really think of the specifics of it because it's not my life. What
do you mean the specifics
of like how to come back? Like, in other words, I didn't like lay out a plan because it's not anything that I deal with.
It's not your biggest concern in life.
Yeah, so I mean, I was always of the mindset that I believed that a path to redemption should exist.
Right.
Not just for him. I mean, just for most people in life, like people who do bad things.
What about like Cosby, though?
Well, okay.
That was really bad.
My point was that somebody gets arrested, let's say, goes to jail for any number of terrible things.
Right.
You could be accused of assault, armed robbery, murder, manslaughter, all these horrible things. Eventually, some of those people get released, and it's like you can't just be like, that's it. Like you don't get to. Well, you're back
banished.
in society now.
Right.
You have to figure out ways. So for a lot of people, they go, let's say somebody's accused of a horrific, violent thing. They're locked up for 20-some years. They go, well, they did. They paid their debt to society, so they're entitled to whatever now, even though people don't have to hire them.
Right.
So this is obviously not the same thing, but there is some parallel to. There's a bad thing done. You need to pay some type of price.
There's penance involved. Yeah.
So you could make an argument that, part of the penance is the public shame of it all.
Yeah.
Part of the penance is losing, he had big television deal with FX that went away. Touring business just stopped, obviously.
Right. So there's monetary.
So there's monetary punishments to it. Then you have to go, well, if he did, he did admit to doing these things. It's like probably, this is just an opinion, needs to be some type of interaction with the people that you, or, let them dictate some terms of making it okay. If the legal system had been involved, it's a much clearer cut path.
Right, because the whole point is to make somebody whole again. That's the whole point of the legal system. And
it's also like a direct punishment. So you go,
right,
you're going to jail, you're paying a fine.
Here's your penance.
This is the penance.
Yeah, and I think that might be the biggest flaw of the Me Too movement is just like, okay, I get it. Like, we're not victim blaming. If a girl says it should happen, okay, it happened. So what are the next steps? Let's be very clear and specific about punishment and we weren't. And that's why this shit is not fucking working now. Now he's back.
I think he should you can't stop someone from doing whatever.
No.
It seems like
no legal.
It seems like he's. I don't know. It seems like he's going to keep doing spots. I imagine.
So
what I think is crazy, actually, is that
so crazy.
I do think it's crazy that the clubs let surprise drop-ins.
Well,
for
in this case, somebody should have been the gatekeeper here and been like, I don't know.
Because here's why
guys.
it's not cool. It's not cool to have a polarizing person surprise pop in.
Right.
Because
like
then,
Cosby.
Yeah, because then you're basically saying that people who are in the audience, whose night might be ruined by it, you're like, so? It's like, dude, let the person. I'm all for the market dictating what's okay and not.
Yeah, sure.
So if you go, Louis on this show tonight, you're allowing audience people to go, okay, I support the venue and the comic. I'm spending my money. Go ahead.
Right,
show me what's what.
Right. Let the consumer decide whether or not they're on board.
You're not really letting that happen. And I know some people are like, yeah, but they can get up and leave. It's like, but
you fucking...
No, they don't want to get up and leave.
You ruin their night.
Yeah, let them figure out whether or not that's the place they want to be.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Some people don't want him to come back. Some people think he should be allowed to come back and he served time off. And then the argument by a lot of women is, but he hasn't said anything. Like he hasn't
done anything.
Yeah. What shows that he's learned anything? Like what should you have to do?
I don't know. I mean, Louis is very smart. I'm sure if he wants to keep doing it after this reception, he'll probably come out with some statement or do something. I don't know. But the reality is, what did he lose? They took away, networks took away his stuff. Just film distributors weren't going to put out his film.
Well, the film...
But as a comedian...
by all accounts, the film was shit. Anybody who's seen the film...
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I have a few friends that saw it. They're like, it's just so creepy and weird, especially in light of like
what he was doing.
Yeah, it's just like...
No, but regardless whether it was good or not, I'm just saying, like, the industry said, FX said, I'm taking this show from you. HBO said, we're taking this stuff off. Netflix said, we're taking this off.
Well,
right?
he definitely lost money financially.
But those are entities that...
Okay, but is that punishment, or is that them exercising their desire to not work with someone who's been accused of something that they don't want to be associated with?
Yeah.
Like, is that a punishment? That seems to me that they're making a decision of who they work with and who they not work with.
Right.
It affects him negatively.
Sure.
But it's not necessarily a punishment.
Well, I don't know. I think it would feel like a punishment.
Sure.
But my point is, there's these entities that can prevent him from making a living. As a comedian, though, he can walk into a garage, and if he has fans, they're going to come see him.
Right.
He has that under his control.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody can stop that. Nobody. So he can do it. It's up to him whether he wants to or not. It's up to his fans whether they show up or not. And it's up to the people that hate what he did and are really against him to not go.
Right. That's why this thing was weird, because like he just showed up at the Cellar, which is like his favorite place to go. And he just worked out material.
And the audience, like Kyle was saying, is just, they're trapped in there and they can't get out. They didn't have an option to say, I don't want to see him.
It's really interesting, all the different spins, though. All the different women's spins. You know, and one really bizarre spin that I saw was this woman was saying that this is indicative of the problem of all comedy clubs, an aggressive male audience, and women sitting there feeling threatened, not being able to use their voice. I'm like, use their voice. Like, what are you gonna heckle? They're saying like you would be more empowered if there were more women, so you could heckle.
Yeah,
like, that's not cool. Like, you're not supposed to do that at a comedy club. If you don't like someone, just don't laugh. You know,
right.
But like,
I mean, this one.
But here's the thing: it's not your job, or it's not your place to say that you don't like someone when the other people do like it. You know, if you're if you're going
you
to
can
see
get
a
up
movie,
and walk out.
Yeah, just like you're going to see a movie.
Yeah.
Like, you're an audience member.
Right.
The deal is, you're not there to perform. The audience is there to just sit there and laugh or not laugh.
Right.
But don't be rude to the other people that are enjoying it. So as soon as you put your sensibilities above the rest of the audience, well, you're a problem.
Right.
If you decide, like, hey, I didn't like this, I'm going to go home and write about it, that's totally your prerogative.
That's fine. Get up and walk out.
Yeah, or
that's fine.
Go somewhere else and talk about it on stage yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with any of those things.
You know, those guys are going to be watched very closely. As you see, Louis just goes to this little club and does a set, and it's national news and national debate. It's like, it's heady stuff.
It's heady stuff.